Mark, we're here at Sachsenring, a place you've won at for the last 9 years. You've got a 44-point lead in the championship, 4 wins, 3 second places. Would have been another win in Austin. I'm guessing life's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah. Of course, I'm happy, and of course, the results helps a lot. In a sportman, everything depends about your situation in your sport, in your passion, and yeah, everything is going well on the racetrack, so everything is going well on the line.
Speaking to some of your rivals, they've seen that you've been competitive at places you haven't been in the past. It's obviously something you've worked on this year. What has changed this year?
Of course, you like to have a very strong points, but in the end, you need to focus more in the weak points. And sometimes to gain in these weak points, you need to lose in your strong points. So this is what we see especially during 2016. That I was very fast in some racetracks, but I was struggling a lot in another racetracks. And then with Honda, of course, helps me, HRC, all the Repsol on the team. We work in the way to be more consistent in all racetracks. Still, for example, Mugello, we are struggling, but we are struggling and we finish in the podium in the second place. So this is the way, and then we need to say also that in the strong points, for example, can be here in Sachsenring, we are struggling a little bit more, and we are not as strong like 3-4 years ago.
I think your rivals would disagree about that one. They want to know, what are the weak points then? Because Cal and Jorge have talked a lot about the problems they're having with this bike, but you just don't seem to be having those issues. But are they still there with the Honda this year?
Of course, we have some problems on the bike that, of course, if you check the final result, that is the championship and is the race weekend on Sunday, then you say, okay, you have the best bike in the grid, but if you check the other Hondas, we are struggling, and one of my strong points is try to get used what I have. But then also can be the weak point, because if you get used with the bike that you have, then maybe sometimes the weak points of the bike you cannot find. But we are in a moment that I'm feeling really good the bike, and I feel where are the problems. We are working on it, but it's true that it's not easy like the people expect or think.
You don't think it's the best bike on the grid?
You don't think? I think that I have the best group, and I'm in the best bike for my riding style. If not, I will be not here. And yeah, I think it's not only the best bike or the best team or the best rider. You need to have this compromise, and I believe that we have the best compromise. For that reason, I'm with this team and with this group.
So do you understand though what Cal and Jorge are saying?
I fully understand. I fully understand,
really?
And yeah. I fully understand, because it's difficult, and even it's very difficult for me to find a way sometimes. But yeah, for example, one of that you say is your strong point, but for me it's my weak point. The lean of the bike. I can lean a lot, but sometimes lean too much means another problem. So now, for example, this season I'm leaning more than ever. But this also is some problem for the tire life. But I'm leaning because why? Is this answer is what, or this question is around there inside the team, and we need to find the way to be fast, but in another way.
But for the show, we get some excellent saves out.
Yeah. But on the bike, honestly, I like to see it on the TV, but on the bike, it's not the best way.
So who now, heading into not just here in Sachsenring, but the rest of the year, who do you see as your principal rival?
For me, of course, now I need to say Ducati, because are second and third. But for me, the strongest riders and the stronger Yamaha,
You're going ahead of yourself.
The stronger bike will be Yamaha.
Really?
On the bike and riders, is a mix. It's not only bike. But what happened in Yamaha? Arrive Quartararo and shake, the tree. And then, everything say off. This bike is in the lap record in Jerez, in Le Mans, in Montmeló. And then something happened here. So Quartararo and Viñales have a very good talent. Of course, Valentino have a very good talent, but they are very young, and they have a special thing. And then I think they will be the strongest rival in the second part of the championship. But you never know. Ducati is Ducati.
So you are not the young rider anymore? In 7 years
I mean,
in
I was
MotoGP.
already the older in Asian GP.
I know.
In the podium.
On the podium.
Again, in Jerez again. So
How strange was that for you? Always being the
lucky
young
for
kid.
me, I'm 26.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's strange, because just 2 years ago or 3 years ago I was the youngest in the category, and now I'm the oldest. Sometimes in the podium.
Scary.
I feel mature.
But I wonder then if you start thinking about future rivals. I know you've known Maverick as going to be a rival. It hasn't quite clicked necessarily, but you must be looking at Fabio and thinking, I remember those days. He stole a record off you this year already.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
youngest pole position.
Yeah, and in Montmeló, because I was in front, because if not, he stole another record from me. But anyway, Fabio have a very good talent, and he have the speed. When you have the speed, I mean, then the tire management, then manage the race, crash less or more. This you can manage, but the most important is you need to have this speed, and he has the speed, so he will be a very good rider in the future. Is,
yeah.
But it will be even better in the future.
And do you look at who else are you looking at? Alex Rins, I suppose. Joan Mir. They've been impressive.
Alex Rins. For me, Rins, Viñales, Quartararo are the three younger than me.
Yeah.
3 young riders that are in a very good progression, and especially Quartararo and Rins, that Viñales already is more years in MotoGP and has more experience already. But yeah, these two riders, these 3 riders will be, the future of MotoGP.
The future. I'm surprised you didn't mention your brother there.
Because still is not in
still
MotoGP.
Not there, yeah.
Still, of course, he's very young. He's only 23. Still not in MotoGP. But it's not because he's my brother.
No.
But have 2-3 riders in Moto2 that inside, I would say, my brother, that have better talent than some riders in MotoGP. So these are, you need to find the moment, you need to find the way, you need to find the bike, and wait until your moment arrives.
Yeah, Neil Hodgson reckons that he'll be your teammate in 2 years' time. Could that happen?
I don't know. I mean, he needs to deserve on the track. I mean, one thing in MotoGP that the people sometimes say, because you are the brother of, you are the son of, you are the... I mean, in a sport, if you don't have the talent, you can be the king of. I mean, if you don't have the talent, you cannot be there. And I think is the way of MotoGP need to be. I mean, sometimes some riders, especially in the past, now not anymore, but still, arrive because they put money.
Yeah.
They pay. I mean, we are in the best category in the world, so you need to arrive for your talent, not for your money.
Yeah. I wonder about records. Well, we've talked already about Fabio Quartararo having broken some. How much do they mean to you? You've got 7 World Championships now. Do you have a target of where you want to get to in this sport?
Honestly speaking, I never think about the target, and in the past I never thought about the records. I mean, record is something that means that you are in a good way, but I don't remember, and I'm sure that if I ask to you some record, you say yes or no. But the record, when I remember that I have a record, when somebody's coming, like for example Quartararo this year, and is close to beat some record, then is when. But the most important for me is the titles, and of course my target is that every year the target will be a title.
Yeah.
And,
but I just wonder if with Valentino at 40, if you think he had 9, I'd like to get to 10. Is this something that crosses your mind?
Yeah, of course, if I can retire with 10 will be better than 9, and 11 will be better than 10, and 8 will be better than 7. So of course, and this is why I say that my target is every year, every season, have this pressure, have this responsibility to fight for a title.
Yeah.
That means that you have the talent, the level, and the people is pushing you to manage the situation, to fight for the title, and this is my target. I mean, then we will see if I can get more or less, because then in a MotoGP is risk, mechanical problems. I mean, it's everything. I mean, it's not only one thing. I mean, everything needs to be on the same way.
I wonder as well about, do you have to stay at Honda to do that? To pick up the titles? You've got a winning bike, you've got a great group around here.
At the moment, I mean, was my dream being Honda. And I know, and I already read that some people say, but if he don't move, Honda is the best bike. If he don't move to another team, but you know what?
This is what was about to be my next
but
question.
you know what I answer?
Yeah.
It's like are 4 Hondas. I have only one. I mean, are 3 Hondas more? Especially now, it's 2 factories exactly my like same bike like me, and you can have the same bike like me if you want. If you say I'm better than Marc, so go to Honda and say doesn't matter the money. I wanna win a title with this bike. You go, and it's what I say this in my first year in MotoGP. I don't care about the money. I just wanna be in Honda, and I go there, and because I believe on me, and this is the way. Of course, in the future, you never know. I mean, I'm 26, and maybe, but it's when, if you need to find extra motivation.
Really? Is that so? That's the moment when you feel
When
okay,
you feel
I need
like
another challenge.
Yeah, you need another challenge. But now, I'm in Honda, the best team, and the best factory in the world, the biggest factory in the world, with my people that I'm working with them already 6 years ago. With I know all the Japanese stuff, and I know everything. I mean, it's like my family already. Japanese are calling me from Japan here, but you know, it's like this kind of relationship that now I don't need another motivation.
You still have all the motivation. Do you think you'll have enough? Do you think you'll have enough motivation to go to 40 years of age?
This is something that is so difficult, and I mean, and you can say who did. Only Valentino. I mean, and the most difficult thing is be 40, but fight for the podiums in the race weekend. This is the most. You can be 40 and be here and fight for the top 10. But be 40 and fight for the World Championship, and this is something that I respect a lot from Valentino. And if I can, if some rider can, this is something that the injuries, your body, your situation, about personal life, about because in the end it's not only sport life, it's a personal life. I mean, everything needs to help.
I was going to ask about your personal life because I saw some paparazzi shots of you with a girlfriend that came out. How is your normal life? Is it still there? You're still living back in Cervera at home?
Yeah. Still living in Cervera. Of course, it's the most difficult thing to understand that in your personal life you are not a normal person. I mean, I would like to be anonymous, is the name?
Yeah, anonymous, yeah.
Anonymous, I would like to be anonymous and be a normal teenager. No, if I can say teenager.
20s, yeah.
But,
not the young boy anymore.
Yeah, not the young boy anymore, but but it's true that, for example, now I have a girlfriend and photos, blah, blah, boom, but in the end, it's like this, and I understand, but it's the most difficult thing to understand because I'm living in Cervera, still easy life. I mean, I like the easy life.
But finally, your day job is racing motorcycles. A big race here at Sachsenring. Is it going to be number 10 in a row here?
Of course, now we are on Thursday, and I will say I will try, of course, and this is the target. But then during the weekend, you need to analyze, and your opponents will answer to you this question. Your opponents will say, this one is faster than you, this one is slower, and then after the warm-up you will see if you can or not, but I fully understand that the most important for me is the championship, and I already have the experience from Austin, and I was leading the race already, but means that I won last 9 years in the circuit, but doesn't mean that I will win again this year.
Marc, it's clear you are not normal. We know that. You go out there and keep doing your best, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. Such a pleasure to talk to you as always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gracias.